Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are here with another video. How is everybody doing today? Happy New Year. We are in 2026. This is a New Year's set. I did this on a live stream. So I wanted to show everybody. I really enjoyed this set. How is everybody doing? It is right now, it is about 2 a.m. on Friday. And I'm just, can't sleep. So I said, you know what? Let me finish editing my video and do a voiceover because I have so much to tell you. But before we get into that, right here, I am just doing my pop-off method. As you all know, when I do my nails for content, I use the pop-off method. All I use, guys, is 2 coats of top coat, and that's about it. The top coat I'm using in today's video, I no longer really support that brand anymore. However, you will be seeing the top coat. I did invest a lot of my money, my own money, into the product, as well as, getting PR. I always made sure I supported, so I did get a bunch of top coats before I stopped working with the company, and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just trying to use those up. I will be on my second big bottle soon, which is crazy to me because my mat from Elegance I've been using, and I use it every set because I usually do like Frenchies or some kind of nail art design, and I do use my mat for when, before I do nail art. My mat lasts me forever. These do not. I've noticed that with every polish I've ever gotten from that certain company. My top coats and like everything else, they just ran out quick. So I promised myself when I open the new bottle, I will be looking in to see if it's even filled up all the way, because y'all, there's no way I go through an 18, I think it's 18 mLs, but my little 15 ml matte top coat from Elegance has lasted me over a year. And I use it every set because usually I am doing nail art. So I'm like convinced it's just not, there's there's like half of a thing of top coat in there. But anyway, y'all, it has been a rough week. Not only has it been snowing every day here in New York, but my cunt of a land. Ooh, that was that was not a good choice of words. Let me go back. That was a bad choice of words for YouTube. My see you next Tuesday landlord, who lives right across the hall from me. If you've heard me talk about these mother suckers on my channel before, you know that I live in a 4-apartment home. I think it's got like 2 3-bedroom apartments, one bedroom, and a 2-bedroom. Okay, my landlord lives right across the hall from me. I think hers is a 1-bedroom. Mine's a 3-bedroom. More like 3 closets. You get 3 closets. You have no closets in these closets, okay? The rooms are very small. You can't fit like anything over a full. So, you know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I was coaxed into this apartment. If anybody has ever heard me talk about this, y'all have heard me talk about this. Look how beautiful this acrylic is, y'all. I love this this specific acrylic. I had one just like this from Elegance. I used it in my last video actually, but it's more of like a light pinky one. Still beautiful, but they're like the same exact thing. But yeah, this color, it's just so beautiful, and the camera does not do it any type of justice. Like, does not even look like what it looks like in person. It's beautiful. Anyway, so the only person in this building is me that is not family. The mother lives below her, and then the brother and his wife live below me. Okay. Now, when I first moved here, I didn't want to move here. I was forced to move here because of my incident. I actually wanted to stay in the city. I did not want to move over here. I wanted to live closer to my job. So we couldn't find anything, okay? My old building was sold. Also, the incident happened in there, so we were trying to get out of there anyway. and just start anew, because when somebody violates your space like that, it's just that space is never the same. So we wanted to get out of there. We just couldn't find anything because the apartment was sold and the building was sold. Like, we didn't even know that this dude was selling the building. Okay, he didn't tell us until like a month before it was bought. So that landlord wasn't getting back to us. And I think he did want to rent the apartments out. He wasn't getting back to us. I didn't know how much they were going to up the rent. The area I lived in was up and coming. It was all state workers that lived on my block pretty much, and then they were building luxury apartments behind me. So we didn't even know how much like they were going to up the rent, if they were going to up the rent. So then the incident happened and we just wanted to go. We were ready to go. We were offered this apartment by my old landlord who was selling his home. He said his girlfriend owns a home out here where we live now, where I live now. My brother no longer lives with me. And we came, and it was nicer than anything we had looked at, because most of the stuff we were looking at was like, the pictures were nice, but you got there and it was like run down. It was not good. We have a lot of colleges up here, so a lot of times they'll sublet the rooms, and the college students wind up destroying apartments, and then they'll want to actually, rent the apartment to a family, and it's just like ruined by that time. So we came here. Ever since the time we moved in here, we've had issues. The woman that we rent from is a nosy mother of God. Dude, I can't even deal with it anymore. I can't even go into all the things that have happened. But over the years, if you follow me, you've heard me talk about this woman. And the family, and the things that I've had to put up with, the things that I've had to deal with, the things my brother had to deal with when he was here. You've heard it all, okay? My mom, okay, I've been in this apartment almost 6 years. My mom comes to visit me twice a year, y'all. Twice a year, I saw her and my uncle, and it was mostly on Thanksgiving and Christmas, okay? And the kids' birthdays. So I would see them about maybe 2 to 3 times a year. I do not ever have company at my house. That is not my family. My brothers come here. My mom comes here. I come here. My kids come here. I don't ever have company. I don't have the girlfriends over. I don't have male friends over. I have nobody over, okay? Technically, I could be running people in and out of my house. This is my house. I pay for it. This is my dwelling. I can be having people in here every day if I wanted to, different people, if I wanted to. That's my business. My mom came on Christmas, y'all. Now, my mom we all know recently I lost my uncle. My mom lost her brother. Not only did she lose her brother, she lost half of her financial means. My mom owns a house about 2 hours north of here, right near the Canadian border, and my mom is lonely up there. Not only can she no longer afford to live her life and needs the support of the children she had, but she no longer wants to live 2 hours away from me and her grandchildren because she has nobody up there. My brothers are never up there with her, except my one. But he's also never there. He's always at like a girlfriend's house or out doing something. And then my older brother, he's never there. And it's just, she's there alone in the house that she found her brother deceased in, taking care of dogs. My mom's almost 70. So we devised a plan and a plot. And, I told my mom when she comes down for Christmas that she does not have to go home if she does not want to. And she made the executive decision that she doesn't want to go home. And she doesn't have to. Okay? So, my mom was here at Christmas. My landlord left on the 1st. So do the math from Christmas to the 1st. The Christmas is the 24th is Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day is the 25th. And then you got the 1st. My landlord left the 1st, and this happened maybe a week and a half ago or so now. So y'all, I park when my landlord is not here and she goes to North Carolina for a month and my brother comes by. I have him parked in the back. Or if anybody comes by, my mom, whatever, I have them park in the back. There's a parking spot back there. This was actually my parking spot at one time before our car kept getting vandalized back there. And we decided to park out front where our cameras are to see to have the car on camera because we were just getting vandalized all the time. And so she I'm sitting back on my back porch as I do because this is my area where I smoke, I chill. I got my little heater back here, don't mind my chair. And this is where I chill. So I see a car come up, it's her daughter. Right now, mind you, at this point there's 2 other parking spots available. The brother downstairs, he parks a Hummer, but he works overnight, so he's not here overnight. There was his parking spot. And then there's another parking spot they have for the aide. The aide only comes 3 times a week. She's not here ever at night, so that parking spot was available. And then there's the truck that my landlord leaves here. That's her truck, and that's parked. So you got 2 parking spots open, and me and her over in the 2 other parking spots. Her daughter comes up. I see her daughter roll up. She parks right in front of my car, and my brother's car. And I get literally right after she pulled up. Now, usually she'll pull up, park, and she'll dip. She never stays the night. She never comes really by at all, unless it's for something. But usually she leaves. Usually when her mom's gone, she'll come check on the mom and leave. I see her daughter pull up. I'm like, oh, Katie just pulled up. Yay. Literally, guys, when I tell you not but a minute later, Katie didn't even get out of her car yet, I get a text. The text didn't even say anything about a car till the end. The text reads, Paige, when is your mom, brother, and the dog leaving? Because when my mom comes here, she brings her dog Lou, by the way, which is the sweetest, docile, baby girl, love head, Frito-licious, bubblegum. Okay, she's the nicest girl. She's housebroken. She's the best freaking dog that you can own. She's a hound lab mix, so she's smart. She's just so nice. Like, literally, she'll give you her head and let you kiss it 600,000 times without a quarrel, okay? So that was the text message. Paige, when is your mom, brother, and the dog leaving? By the way, Katie's parking in front of Tom. I didn't even read that part because the first part hurt, like, it didn't hurt. It hit me in the gut so hard that I was already pissed by the first sentence I read, because never in the history of rentalism have I ever been questioned about family. Now, I can see them questioning you about a friend that's been there for a couple weeks or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Not even that, but, if you live next to your landlord, you have to expect some kind of, like, a little bit of harassment, okay? That's just how people are. But the amount of harassing this woman does, she has cameras on every single one of the doors in this dwelling. I have a camera right outside my window on this back porch, right below my window, so it's totally an invasion of my privacy. You can't talk on this back porch without people hearing you. Then I have one above my door off of my living room that goes out to the hallway to go out the front door. I have one right over my door there, so if you speak loud enough in my living room, you'll probably hear it on the camera, because my brother had a Nest Cam, and that shit would pick up, like, everything. Then you have, like, 20 of them in the hallway. Then you have them out front. And then you have them, they're everywhere, okay? So literally you're seen doing everything. There's been times, like, my brother would pull up. I tell him to park in the back. And, I would get a text, like, 5 seconds later. Whose car's in? Do you know whose car's that is in the lot? Well, if you look on your camera, as you just look to see that the car's in the lot, you see my big, large brother getting out and coming in. And you've seen him 100 times. Like, these aren't people that just started coming. No, they've been coming here for 6 years. You know what they like. Stop with the shit. What else? My brother will come up, like, the minute he comes through the front door and comes up here. Make sure the doors are locked. You know what I'm saying? Like, just unnecessary weird shit. Like, you're being watched, which you are. She's watching you. I've walked into her house before. She has a whole flat screen. And I'm not talking about, like, a new flat screen. I'm talking about one of those old flat screens from the early 2000s, like, with the big body on it. And when you go in, it's all her cameras are on it. So literally, while she sits there and watches TV, she can see everything that's going on, which is cool. Like, that's cool. Like, if you feel like you need to watch those 24/7, cool. But don't be fucking texting me, bitch. Oh, hell no. About nothing I'm doing. especially when I don't do nothing. When my brother moved out, I got questioned about the nails that I do. Mind you, I've been doing YouTube for 3 years. I've talked about it a couple times around them, so they know that's what I do. They've never seen a client or another girl coming in and out of here getting their nails done. Never. So they, you know what I'm saying? And then they questioned me about my YouTube. Like he acted like they were interested in YouTube to ask me about my YouTube just to see if I made extra money on it or just shit like that, y'all. Just nosy, greedy pieces of garbage, right? Now, mind you, when I rented from him, he would come for rent and that was it. But he didn't live next to me. That's the problem. See, there's a problem here. You get the problem? This one lives across the hall from me. So it's just insane. So anyway, when I seen this text, I knew I had to get disrespectful. At that point, I knew I had enough. I have had enough of being stalked, harassed, talked about, called, dude, I've had enough. I asked her, please. I asked her, excuse me? Is my mother bothering you or something? I don't get it because like I said, when I first moved here, my brother lived with me and then my son's father stayed with me for a good 6 months. Nobody said anything. My rent wasn't upped. None of that. I've been living here alone now for going on 2 years, right? My uncle just passed away. My mom has not been having a good time. She's coming to live with me and my kids. That's what happens when you grow up. You have to take care of your parents. My mom needs to be with somebody. Not only was she having trouble grieving and she's been 100% happier here, but she needs to be with us. Okay? She needs that I need my mom and my mom needs me. And I don't have to explain that to fucking anybody at all. Okay, so my little brother, he looked up a bunch of rights for landlord, tenant rights, where it's in regards to roommates. And this bitch doesn't have the leg to stand on. So I've been looking for new apartments because I do need a bigger apartment and I want an apartment with a yard because my mom does have dogs. And Lou is her actual dog, but we do have another dog that will be coming with us. It's just my mom said my mom fell in love with Muppy. He's the big Corso. And I'm not going to leave him behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a yard for both of them. And that's what we're trying to find, But the fact that she had, and then mind you guys, after all of this was said and done, she didn't even text me back. I texted her like a whole 2 paragraphs of how I felt, why I felt that way, and how she's not going to harass me anymore. And I'll read you the actual text, guys, when Freestyle Friday comes up tomorrow. Or today. Oh my God, today's Friday. We're going to do Freestyle Friday. I don't have the text on him, and I wasn't nasty about anything. I was just straight up like, yo, you're not going to, don't refrain from ever questioning me about my family. You have no room or right to question. My mom was here less than it literally just hit a week and 3 days, y'all. Like, how dare you? And then not only that, but she knows what my mom's going through. She knows that I'm going to be having to take care of my mom soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all known stuff. This is stuff I've talked about. And I'm not going to I'm not sending my mom back there. I'm just not. I'm not. You kick me out. No judge is going. I have a 1-year lease here till August. It's actually supposed to be till November, but if y'all remember how I got scammed into signing a lease early 3 years ago, or 4 or 5. No, maybe it was like the year after I just moved here. So yeah, maybe 5 years ago. It was 4 or 5 years ago now. I got scammed into signing an earlier lease because her daughter and the daughter used to live here. She had her evicted, and then the girl moved in with a boyfriend or whatnot, and then the boyfriend and her broke up, and she was literally like sleeping in the back. It was summertime, but she was literally here like sleeping in the backyard. And I know how I am as a mom. Like, if I own a whole house and my daughter and my grandchild are homeless, yeah, I'm not signing a lease with my tenant again. I'm going to give that apartment back to my daughter, but that's not how she is. She didn't give a shit at all. So she's like, oh, just so you're comfortable, we can even sign a lease early. And I'm like, you know what? Cool, because I didn't expect her to up my rent. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been renting since I'm 18, y'all. And when you're a good tenant and you pay your rent on time, landlords usually don't do that. They're not upping your rent. They're not doing, no. Maybe after like 3 or 4 years. But no, if you're a good tenant, they're not doing all that because they want to keep you. And eventually, the rent's going to get so high if you're upping it every year that it's not going to be worth it. In another year, it won't be even worth it to live here. I could go get a beautiful house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. So, anyway, y'all. So yeah, I messaged back and she never said a word to me. So after that, after the combating, I look outside, y'all. I look outside and it just got done snowing, so the lot was very white. There's my car, the car, my family, well, my brother's car, my family's car, and the daughter's car, and the whole rest of the lot. By the way, that fits like 5 cars. It can fit actually 8 if you park in front of each other, like one parks and then you park in front of one. You could probably fit, that's a big lot back there. So you got that. And then you got the 2 cars. Actually, I'm going to insert a picture. All right, picture coming up. So this is what it looks like outside after I said what I said. Look at this. Look how dumb. Yo, this picture after I took it, y'all, made me so mad. Because how petty of a piece of drunken garbage crackhead do you have to be to pull some shit like that? Do you see that? That whole lot was empty. Okay, you could have parked anywhere. Then that was parked there for a whole 24 hours, y'all. She didn't come move that car until 4 o'clock the next day. Okay? Then they're telling me, okay, oh, we left you she's telling me, oh, I made sure I left you enough room to squeeze out. First of all, zoom in, bitch. No, you didn't. Second of all, why do I have to do all of that when you could have parked your crappy little Fusion on the other side or next to, like, what? Oh, no. See, we're not going to play that game. I have every correspondence with this woman. I have recordings and videos of this woman. She wouldn't stand a chance with me in a court. Not only would she never stand a chance with me in a court, but you're doing all of this because you asked me in a very rude manner when my mother and my brother were leaving. Oh, and the dog were gonna leave. Oh, by the way, Katie's parking in front of you. How about ask me to move? Can you move? If you don't, like, what? Can you please move? There's no parking. There was so much, y'all. I looked at that picture and it pissed me back off like 100 times just because I'm like, yo, I don't know anybody in the world who does shit like this. Like, are you fucking... I'd rather get punched in the face than have to take a picture and have to look at that like that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what? You're not going to question me about when my mother comes and goes. That's my mother, my disabled, almost 70-year-old mother. You're not going to ask any questions about her. I'm sorry. My mom can come visit me and my kids whenever for however long she wants. With the dog too. It's even against the law to even ask or inquire about family. And in my lease, you know what my lease says? I read my lease one day. My lease says that, it literally states this verbatim. The only people allowed to occupy my space is myself, tenants. It says it right in there. Tenants or immediate family. Everybody else can only stay for up to 2 weeks. Now, mind you, there's the 2-week rule in there. She didn't even give me 2 weeks. My mom still had like 6 days till it hit 2 weeks. So even if it was a law that people couldn't, you didn't even give me the appropriate time. Right now, we're just capping. Y'all, this shit has me so bothered. Not only that, but like literally last month, I heard you talking about me. This woman, like, guys, if I showed you this woman, she's literally like a picture a short blonde redneck in a trailer park who sniffed coke for like 20, 30 years, blew the whole town, and is like, thinks she's better than everybody else because she thinks nobody knows, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows her like that, but we know you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way the things I've heard about this woman, I swear to God, because she's with my old landlord, and he has a nice family. He's like, he worked at IBM for like 20 years. He was married, raised his kids, good dad, very, very soft-spoken guy, doesn't bother anybody. She got with him and, like, thinks she's, like, she has to act or be a certain way. But really, you're a nobody. This woman's a nobody. That's why I started laughing when she was talking about the dust in the heater in my living room. One, I don't use that heater because it stinks when you turn it on. And two, why am I going to open your 1920s heater, antique fucking heater, so I can break it and have to buy it, or if you know what would happen if I broke that thing dusting it? You literally have to open like 3 sections of it just to get in there and dust it. No. That's your job. If you want this thing dusted, you need to come over here twice a year and dust it. I'm not opening that to dust it. All right, y'all. Now we're going in with some matte top. Now we're back to nails. Now we're going in with some matte top coat. I just do this so it helps you if you have any cracks and crevices or any like lumps or bumps or whatever. It'll kind of even it out. So when you do nail art, it doesn't bleed. I also capped this cover color because it does have large iridescent flakes. And although some covers do not need to be capped that have glitter in them and things like that, I would suggest capping any cover acrylic that has iridescent flakes, because I feel like if you file into them, your nail's just going to be, it's just going to make your nail weird. So definitely cap these. I do have a lot of shimmer cover colors that you don't even need to cap, but I cap it anyway just to be on the safe side, because there's nothing worse than doing your nails, working all that time, and then filing into some crap and it looks crazy, you know? I'm going in with my Nails by Dev black. I think this is Blackout. I don't know. It's good black. I love Nails by Dev. I have a bunch of her painting pots too that I never use. I always forget about them, and then I'm looking at them like, oh, these are such pretty colors. I don't know why I don't use these more. Yeah. So I got a crap ton of polish. That's probably why I don't ever use them. I go for my polishes first. I'm sorry about this. This was actually a vertical live stream, y'all. So if you're wondering why we're so zoomed in, because when you do a vertical live stream, it's not like doing the full screen. So you have to kind of convert this to what is going to fit the YouTube screen. So it kind of like, if I'm already zoomed in on my live stream in the vertical manner, it's gonna look crazier when I convert it to the YouTube. So I tried to, I converted it to the size for YouTube, but then I didn't like how it looked. So I just actually went in and I just zoomed in, as much as I could without zooming in too far, if you get what I'm saying. I wanted to cover the whole screen, but I also want you to be able to see, you know, what I'm doing, obviously. So yeah, so that's been like my last couple weeks. Also, my brother, he's kind of going through it. He's detoxing right now off of whatever this crap is on the street that people are using. And it hasn't been good for him. We accidentally threw him into a precipitated withdrawal yesterday. That was not was it yesterday? No, it was probably like the night before last night. Oh my God, I've never seen somebody in so much pain. But I said it. I did. I warned. I said it. I said this might not be, you know, because withdrawing from synthetic opioids and natural opioids are two different withdrawals. Okay, synthetic takes longer. Because it binds to your receptors longer, so it takes a little longer for withdrawal symptoms to take effect. My brother's been in there detoxing since Friday. And at first he was taking this crap called, what is it called? Kratom to help him. And it was helping him. And then, he was feeling crappier and crappier as the days went on. So he, requested some maintenance medication, and I said it might be too early. You've been using the kratom to help with the alleviate the withdrawal symptoms. So, yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't want to throw you into a Percipi Malipi. And he made the executive decision to take it and threw him into a precipitated withdrawal. And I've never seen them before. I have heard of them, how bad they are, because when you go to detox or when you go into the hospital, they won't dose you for like 72 hours. You got to be at the peak of your shit. And it can't be in your system. It can no longer be binding to your receptors in your brain for the maintenance medication to work and help you. If it's still binded to your pain receptors, then you're going to have not a good time. And that was his thing. And right after we gave him the maintenance medication to relieve the withdrawal symptoms, my poor brother ran to the not to the hospital, to the bathroom, projectile vomiting, and crying and screaming, because of the pain he was in. So then that went away. It subsided. It depends on I looked it up. It said it depends how long it lasts depends on the person, the amount of heroin that's in their system or whatever's in their system, and the amount of the maintenance medication that they took. For his luck, he was already in it for like 5 days. So the precipitated only lasted 2 hours. But here's where it fucked up. Here's where we fucked up. He started to feel better after the first one, right? So he's like, oh, I'm not feeling too bad now. I'm feeling a little bit better. Maybe I should take the other half of the salt. And I'm like, no, I don't think you should do that. But if you feel better, I mean, that's weird. What does he do? He takes the other half of the shit. And y'all, when I tell you, the minute this shit hits his system or stops dissolving under his tongue, there he goes. He ran. He was in, and this time it was worse. He was pacing. Oh my God, I've never seen somebody in such pain, y'all. I feel bad. But the symptoms are getting better every day. Like today, he's been doing a lot better. He actually ate something today. We got him some Pedialyte in his system. So right here, we're just doing some Frenchies, y'all. This is my New Year's design I did maybe the week before last. Oh, so I wanted to talk to you about Freestyle Friday tonight, y'all. Obviously, my brother's still here. He's still sick. So I will not be using monomer tonight, but I will still be going live. What we're going to do is we're going to do something fun. We are going to swatch my gel polish collection. That's what we're going to go live. We're going to have a good time. We're going to swatch my gel polish collection. By next week, everything should be done, dude. For sure. We'll be back to our, doing actual nails. Or sometime this week coming up, if it's done by this week and, he's able to go, live his life. And, I was thinking about setting up a little area in my back room, where I used to be, where I'm at right now, you know what I'm saying? And just doing it back there for whatever until my space is good again. Because I know when normally he can't take it, and I just know, have you ever been sick and you smelled some shit or even noise? Like I've been in that. I've gone through withdrawal, y'all. It's not good. It's not fun. Never with synthetic shit, but with the real shit, not good. Don't even talk to me. Okay. That's how I am. So I try to think of like what I would have wanted or appreciated, and that's just not one of them. Like if you would have opened a bottle of monomer when I was feeling like that, I might have been liable to hurt you, So that's what's going on right now. His sobriety is more important than going on live and doing nails, you know what I'm saying? But however, I can do other things. I don't have to do a nail set this week. I can do other things. I don't have any swatches. Most of the time when I do swatches, y'all, of like polishes and acrylics, that's for y'all. What I do with those sticks after is crazy. I don't know. I throw them out. I put them, I don't ever, yeah. So I do have a whole a bunch swatch. So I'm gonna go through them. Maybe I should just re-swatch them. I should probably just re-swatch them. Now, I was gonna do this a long time ago, but I wound up getting rid of my Valentino and Elegance collection. I was gonna swatch all my covers and all my acrylics. When I did my nail room, when I first went into my nail room, I was like, yeah, I need to re-swatch stuff because the stuff I had swatched back here was at the mercy of me smoking back here. I was smoking buds and, these bogeys and, shit gets crusty, musty, and dusty when you're smoking on it. And that's how your swatches will get. I don't care. If you smoke in your nail rooms, your shit is turning yellow in some places. That's why I used to protect my giveaway stuff with, the life of me. I didn't even keep my giveaway stuff back here unless I was preparing boxes for giveaways. I kept it in my room under my vanity. In the boxes, I've them in shoe boxes, like acrylics or whatever stuff for my giveaways I have in organized in shoe boxes and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't even keep that stuff back here because I know what it does to stuff like smoking or anything, bud or cigs. It's got a astringent on it, and yeah, no, you don't want to do that. So those swatches I had to throw out. I was not keeping those and bringing those into my nail room. I needed new ones, but I never got to do that because I sold whole collections. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do it with all my, Dollar General shit. And then that happened, so I didn't really get to do none of that. So, yeah, we'll be swatching polishes on tonight's live. I swear I thought today we're going into Thursday. I had no idea we were going into Friday, y'all. I'm not even joking, bro. I had no idea. I thought we were going into Thursday and then it was going to be Friday. I'm very ecstatic. Tomorrow's going to be Friday. Y'all, my mom has been yelling at me about going to sleep. And I'm trying to let this bitch know that I'm not 5.5 years old anymore. She can't dictate my bedtime, okay? She'll be like, come on, Paige, let's go to bed. I'm like, whoa, I'm not 2. I slept with my mom my whole life, y'all. Literally, I'm not even joking. Even after I had my daughter. I had my room my own room for 6 years of my life, and then that was it. When I was a kid, up until I had my own room at the age of 10, 11, I slept with my mom. So from birth till 11, I slept with my mom. Then we moved to the Jersey Shore. We had nice houses, so I had my own room. And then after we left there, it was now me, my mom, and my daughter in a bed. And I shared a room with her until I moved out of that. I shared a bed with her again from the age of 17 to, when did I move out? About 18, 19. So it was me, her, and my daughter in a bed. My daughter would be in the middle. I'd be on one side. That poor kid was in between two big piles of shit. And I was like, but yo, for real, dude. So I'm used to sleeping with her. I don't mind it. But you will not. So yesterday, oh God, I didn't even tell y'all I had to call the cops because last night I'm sitting back here. Now I'm watching the shark things or whatever, and I hear the redneck in the back come out. I hear him make, rev his truck up, start his truck. This is at 9:30, y'all. I remember specifically looking at the time. I watch my little Shark Week, watch a couple nail videos. I'm doing some shit. And then, all of a sudden it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Dude's truck is still out there. It's turned on. He's got his headlights on. I'm like, yo, he's been there for hella long. Because I remember sometimes I would look up and I'd see the lights. And I'm just wondering, yo, why isn't this guy dipping? What's going on here? So finally, my mom comes out. She goes, oh my God, you're here? You didn't even go to bed yet? I'm like, Mom, it's 1 o'clock. Sometimes I stay up all night. Do you think I was joking? No. She's like, is it because I'm in your bed? I'm like, no. I was like, at least somebody's using my bed. I don't be using that shit. For real. I be up, baby. I be up vamping. I can't sleep at night. It's very hard. But she was yelling at me I was, she was serious. She's like, you need to go and whatever. Anyway. I'm like, should I call the cops? Mom, what should I do? She's like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, he's been out there with his car running for 3 hours. And that's dangerous in itself because we're in the winter and you probably have your heat on. which means you're probably in there sleeping with the heat blasting on you, which means there's a huge probability you could go out from carbon monoxide. Like, that is not safe at all. So I called the non-emergency line to the police station, and I said, hey, blah, 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 my neighbor, he fixes cars in his garage, and he came out of the garage. Yeah, this is me pointing at Eileen, showing her the structure. I was like, look, Eileen, look at the structure. All right, anyway. I was like, he came out around 9:30. He got in his car. I even did the little murmur. He revved it up a little bit. And then by the time I knew it, officer, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's still sitting there. He's still sitting there right now. He's like, you see him right now? I was like, yeah, he's still sitting there right now. His truck is on. His lights are on. And I'm like, I just feel like I should call because it's been a long time. I see this guy all the time. He never sits back there like this. And I would hate for him to be like ODing or something. And that's it. Nobody get him help. Well, if he was ODing, he would have been screwed because he was out there for 3 hours and nobody said nothing. So if that was the case, it would have been a problem. But anyway, long story short, they come pretty quick. Two of them roll up, each from one side of the alleyway, thinking they're slick, and we don't know where they... Please. I've seen them coming from. Anyway. So they get out, they knock on the window, and I hear them say something, and I'm like, oh, shit, he's really in there, yo. He's really in there, bro. He's really in there. I didn't even know if he was in there or not, y'all. He could have left his car on. Who the fuck knows? I just remember him coming out of the garage, closing his garage up, turning the lights out, and then turning his truck on and them fucking rednecks be revving their shit. Anyway, and then that was it. He didn't move. He didn't back up. He didn't move forward. And then 1 o'clock comes around. He's still there. So the cops are knocking on the window or whatever, one on each side. They're fucking have lights in his shit hard. The cop goes, are you all right? What, are you sleeping? Are you all right? Are you sure you're all right? So I guess he must have said, yeah, I must have fell asleep. And he's like, so the cop's like, oh, okay. And he's still kind of like, then the cop starts walking back to his car, and the other one starts walking back to his car. And he just stops and then turns around, and he goes up to the passenger side this time. He goes, he knocks on the window. The guy, Timmy, rolls the window down. He goes, you sure you're all right? He's like, you just fell asleep out here like that? Are you sure? Like, you're all right? Yo, if this was the show Cops, y'all, he would have been out of that truck. They would have been giving him a freaking sobriety test because technically you can still get a DUI. Even if he didn't move that car and he was under the influence, because the keys are in that ignition, it would be a DUI. They didn't do none of that. So then he gets out of the car, he turns his car off, turns the lights off, gets out of the car, I guess he must have locked it up, and he starts, like, walking mad fast, like, out of here. He was out. So then after he leaves, Timmy leaves, the cops start walking to their car again, and the same cop, like, kind of just stopped there and was like, nah, let me just take another look. They go back to the guy's car. Now, mind you, he's already gone. He fucking beat feet. He was out of here so quick, y'all. He beat feet back. He lives right around the corner. His dad lives behind me, but his house is actually, like, on the next block. And the cops start freaking putting flashlights in his shit, looking in his shit while he's gone. Not opening his door or anything, but putting the flashlights in there. So I'm just like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, how do you fall? I mean, I know it's easy to fall asleep in a car, but for 3 hours with the heat blasting on you? Nah, dog. Nah, bro. But yo, it's been a week, y'all. It has been a week. I know I cannot make this shit up. Oh boy. Anyway, y'all, let me get to bed. I gotta get up for work, man. We're doing a little gold lining here, a little bit of a rim job, you know what I'm saying? I love this little brush for cleaning up. If y'all don't have a little brush like this for cleaning up, go invest in you one. This is a really good one. This is the BB blender. It's called the Lil BB blender from Nails by Dev. She actually still sells her old wooden handle ones. And she also sells them in a new style with the, a different, because the wood ones, they're cool and all, but you can't get acetone or nothing on them, or even alcohol if the paint comes off. So she did upgrade them, but she still does sell these. But she actually came out which I need to get my hands on a couple of her new brushes. She actually came out with an actual cleaner brush, which is like, it's literally exactly like this one, the Lil BB blender, except it's bigger and looks great. And then I'm also, for my Frenchies and stuff, this one is her 15 millimeter. I've had these forever. I bought the whole artistry kit maybe about 2 years ago. And they have just lasted. I've had them for 2 years now. The handles are a little poopy, but they're wooden handles. You can't really clean them without getting them to look like that if you get paint on them or anything. So that's that. So we're just going to go in here with some cute designs. Again, this is a New Year's set. I can't believe sometimes we're in 2026, y'all. Like, where did the time go, man? The time is it's just rolling. It's just rolling on by, yeah. Why, yeah. Oh, God. Anyway, yeah. So, my landlord's a piece of garboni. And I'm sick of her. And she doesn't even have a chance with me no more. I'm queen bitch from here on out. Like, don't talk to me. Definitely don't talk to me about my mom or my family, because I'm gonna go off. When is your mom, your brother, and the dog leaving? Bro, they just got here Christmas Eve. I never have company. Why are you watching the cameras so hard and so worried about who's coming in and out of my fucking house? I am so sorry for that curse word. That was really from my heart, though. I'm not even joking. I don't know where that came from, but it was really from my heart, y'all. Oh, I'm so sick of her. I'm so sick of her, guys. All right, before I get delirious and start really... Y'all didn't hear that squeak? Mind your business. I'm real delirious right now. I gotta get to bed, and download this video while I'm going to sleep so you guys can watch it, Duh. Anyway, wherever you are in the world, have a great day, great night. I love you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave us a comment, okay? Oh, grrr, oh, grrr. Can I get a oh, grrr, for 2026? Grrr, brr, brr, for 2026. All right, get out of here. Bye. All right, you know what? No, absolutely not.